Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is Big Productions map. This is new out by ABT-FrankyY. I'm going to say this straight off the bat, and I'm not having a pop at the modder, the map maker. I'm not being disrespectful. I don't get this map. I do a lot of map tours, and some maps are right up my street, and this might be right up your street. This I don't get, and I love doing productions, don't get me wrong. This one in my head just doesn't make any sense, but anyway, go with it. You'll see what I mean as we go around. It's 89.8 megabytes download. We kind of start at the main farm. Anyway, I'm going to show you on the map. The slot count on new farm is 1,385. On farm manager and start from scratch is 1,233. You do start with all the start, I say the start machinery, kind of. Again, I'll show you on the map in a moment. There are no added crops on this map. Contracts are available on this map. There are no collectibles to collect. Off the start, well, the map looks like this. On New Farmer, we do start with a fair bit. That massive field up there, we do start with this plot here, which has got the sort of main farm area on it and some sell points here. We also start with this plot here, which has also got some sell points and some production chains on it, which means we do start with some production chains. We do also start with there's a sell point and a gas station just there, and then we have the verges, and the verges cost 0, farmland 60, so you can buy that. That takes in the lake, all this section through the middle here, and this strip up the side. So on farm management start from scratch, you don't start with any of this whatsoever. Now, what implication does that have? Well, on New Farmer, it means that because of the land you already own, you already start with some production chains. Now, this map's an interesting one. When it says Big Productions map, I thought straight away, oh, this is going to be, you know, either really fast productions, or it's going to be bigger bulk stuff, or it's, you know, I wasn't sure what to expect. It should be all productions map, I think. Every product, yeah, again, you'll see. So we do start with, on New Farmer, a grain mill, a dairy, biogas plant 250 kilowatt, a grain mill, another one, and tailor shop. That's because on this plot here that we start with, we do have a spinnery here, and we do have a dairy there, and then because we own this plot of land, we've got a load of sell points up here, and we've also got up here a grain mill, the biogas plant, which we've just seen, and a tailor shop there. So that's why we start with some production chains, because we own those plots already. There is a train. The train runs east-west, and it goes out to the cow farm sell point. Now, when I said about the start equipment, that's the start farm and start farm equipment. On New Farmer, look at that. Now, this is weird, because often when you have a map that does this, they'll either be leased or they'll be part of the map. On New Farmer, you start with all of these. So if we come out and go to here, and we go to our vehicles, and we scroll down until we get to our owned items, you'll see all the equipment we start with. And we start with a fair bit anyway, but under trucks we start with quite a few on New Farmer. We come to telehandlers, we've got that one, and then forklifts, wait for it. I thought, oh, 4 forklifts, wow, that's a lot. No. So on farm management start from scratch, you don't have any of those forklifts, you don't have all of the trucks, you have a couple. And the same with trailers here. We've got, oh, that's interesting. Oh no, it's the miscellaneous ones we've got. So that kind of covers that bit a little bit. You'll see as we, like I say, as we go around. I know I keep saying that. As far as field prices, they're not cheap. The start farm here, 383 grand, that's not too bad. This plot here, 281 grand, not too bad. And that field there, 145 grand. That's about your best option. Because then go up from there, 393, 640, 941, 1.3 million, 5.987, 1.2, 786 grand. This plot here, now if we come back to here and look, you'll see the sell points. You've got the train silo here, and a few bits and bobs up here. That plot will cost 2,360,000. We're going to need to put some money in, because when we get to that later on, you'll also see why that's relevant. Yeah. It's hard to explain. It really is. I guess we just better just get straight on with it. We start here at our sleep trigger. I'm going to close that up. There's a jet wash just over the back there. We're going to kind of do a loop round. We do have a dog. The dog's called Dallas. Oh yeah, under build mode. There's not a huge amount put in. If we go back to our vehicles page and we go down to... There's nothing added in as far as vehicles go by the map maker. Under build mode, we do have under sheds. Now, it does say there's a shout out to Pascal Counts for letting me use the medium-sized warehouse. So that's under here, big productions map. Now, that hasn't been put in as a required mod, it's just added into the map. There are a few of those, you'll see. There was nothing under any of the rest of those, but under productions, we've got all of these. Now, I was going to try and check to see whether or not these had higher productions, different recipes, that kind of thing, but that brings us on to the next snag, which we'll talk about in a moment when we get to the spinnery. But all of these under factories are put in. Nothing under greenhouses, orchards or generators. Under animals we do have some additional cow pens. So that one there will do 200, that will do 60 rather than the standard 45 and 15. Nothing under horses. Under pigs, no, it was sheep. We've got that one there. That one does 65, this one does 300. And then chickens was the other one. That one does 30 standard, this one does 250. So those have been put in. There was nothing under decoration and nothing under landscaping that stood out. So, chicken pen, as we've already seen, this will do 250 chickens, just there. We've got our first shed. I'm going to put the lights on this because there's actually no shed lights in here. But we do start with 2 large harvesters with headers and header trailers. We do have a lorry and trailer here. We do have the JCB, big old John Deere with cultivator behind it. We've got cedar. We've got the big old Krona Big M mower. We've then got, just past there, a cow pasture that will hold 60. We've then got the vehicle workshop and vehicle store. So this is the vehicle store and vehicle workshop. Now what, I suppose another reason why I don't get this, what baffles me is the amount of stuff that's been put on the map as far as productions go, yet the vehicle store is very basic. As is the sawmill. There's nothing. I mean, there's a building here, and when this is the reset point as well. When I reset, I'll reset that just to see where the reset point was. This entire stretch, it reset it right down there by the fence over there. So this is the reset point for your vehicle shop with the workshop trigger. Now the spinnery is just here. So I thought, okay, let's check this. This is one of the ones we start with on New Farmer, so we can go on and we can check this. Like so. Manage productions. So fabric wool, fabric cotton, 1,440, 576 cycles per month. Recipe 2 to 1, recipe 5 to 3. Which I thought I'm sure that's a standard. That's a standard spinnery. So what I thought I'll do, I'll go into build mode. We'll go to production. I'll grab a factory like the spinnery, for example, and we'll check the standard in-game spinnery against it. Watch. Maximum number of production points reached. Unless you delete any, remove any, sell any, you can't add any more productions in. It's at its maximum. That's mind-boggling already off the start. That's a bit... So at this point I was thinking, whoa, okay, that's mad. We go back to the map and we have a look. I mean, yeah, there's a few... I mean, there's sell points and animal pens all dotted in amongst that. So you've got sell points and a few productions. We've got a few productions up here. Not a huge amount. Then over here, I mean, they're mostly sell points. Debris crusher, biomass heating, restaurant. So my brain was like, okay, that's odd. And this was what kind of puzzled me. But again, like I say, we'll get to that in a little while. So from here, we come across. We've got a grain mill. Just there. We've got a cow barn. The cow barn will hold 200 cows. And weirdly, we've got all that equipment and machinery in that shed. Then we've just got the merge max just sat out there on its own, just chilling. Sheep pen will hold 300. And then we've got the NL1622 6000 silo. That's a 6 million litre standard crop type. It's not a multi-fruit. We've got a workshop just here, and then we've got the dairy just there. So from there, we're going to swing out across to the other section that we own off the start on New Farmer. And this is, so we've got productions and sort of animal pens. This side we've got a couple of sell points. If we're going to start with this one down here, we've got the pizzeria sell point just there. Then we've got the farm shop here, so that will do your grain type crops and your, like a farmer's market sell point, and your pallet typed goods. And then over here we've got the restaurant just there. So from here we're now going to head west. Gas station is just there. Now this road is pretty bumpy. I started honking along here and it catapulted this all over the place. You see as we're going along? Pretty bumpy. Just be aware of that if you're in a hooning mood. Railway line runs along next to us here. And we come to the grain mill train. Now this isn't a sell point, this is a transfer silo, but what's curious about this one is there's no rent train point here. We can rent train out to the west, we can rent train out to the east. So now I thought, well, is this an actual grain mill? It's not. It's a transfer silo, storage silo, and it will hold your standard train silo crop types. It's not technically a full multi-fruit, but it holds a few extra bits and bobs, like wood chip and potatoes and sugar beet and that kind of thing. So yeah, there's no rent train point here, but you can put into the silo and take out the silo there, and you can put in and take out the silo there as your storage. Now this again, as I said about the vehicle shop, this is the sawmill. So you've got all these buildings, all this stuff put in, all these production chains, and there's no building here. There's just the icons, the stuff here for it. You can buy the production point for 100 grand. That is the sawmill. I like the fact it says buy building. And yeah, so your wood in and your wood chip you'll take out from there. It's an interesting one. Like I say, I'm baffled by the whole thing. So, I meant to put some money in. And I'm going to have to put some money in. So we've got a load of... Oh, I do it every single time. Oh, that's a bit of luck. Look, the train's coming. So you'll see what the train looks like with the carriages. There we go. We'll probably have to grab that again later on. Or we don't have to grab it later on. There's the train. So I mean, it wouldn't be a map top if it didn't get hit by a car at some point, would it? So we've got all these storage silos. Now these aren't silage clamps, these are just, you can put anything you want in, vehicles, grains, that kind of stuff. These massive buildings here, as far as I can tell, just with the look of things. So as I'm driving around, you can start seeing some of the vehicles. Telehandler just there. Come across this slope there. One of the lorries and trailers we start with on New Farm is just over there. That's one of the warehouses. But obviously, as you can see, there's no icons or anything showing. There's no blue discs. There's a biogas plant down there, but actually turns out there's two biogas plants down there. So what I'm going to do is put some money in. I've never done this on a map tour before, and you will see for why momentarily. Let me put some money in, and then just look at this now. Just drink that in for a moment. Okay, I've put some money in. You ready for this? Now this is where again a bit I don't get. If I click on this, that plot, as I said, 2,360,832. You can't buy in sections. You have to buy the whole thing. So if we buy that, wait for it, down one, up one. That's why your productions are full. That's why there's no more space for productions. So then my brain's like, whoa, that's one of those things of what new productions are we going to have, what cool stuff. But if we've already looked in the build mode, there's nothing added in. There's no extra productions. There's no new products or anything. And this is where it gets even weirder. So if we now, and I'm not going to drive around, I haven't written all these down. I'm going to show you it on here, which I don't normally do, but that's just, it's insane. So we got bakery, grain mill, biogas plant, warehouse big, dairy, which we've already got one of, sugar mill, carpentry, sugar mill, grain mill, grain mill, grain mill, sugar mill, tailor shop, cereal factory, tailor shop, warehouse big, spinnery, oil mill, warehouse big, great processing unit, warehouse big, bakery, great carpentry, spinnery, bakery, spinnery. You can see warehouse big. We get up to the top here, oil mill. We've got some sell points, fast food restaurant, farmers market, restaurant, biomass heating plant, debris crusher, dairy, grain mill, oil mill, warehouse big, bakery, warehouse big, bakery, warehouse big, carpentry, warehouse big. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Why? It's just odd. But here's where it gets even weirder. So if we come off of here and we say to ourselves, okay, I mean it's pretty nuts, let's be honest, having so many of the same buildings all over the place. And you can tell them when you come down to the sell points, obviously until you buy them, they're all here as sell points. So if you look down here, that's all the grain mills. If we come down to something like, here you go, 3 cereal factories, 2 restaurants, potatoes, sugar beet. Yeah, so 3 sugar mills, 3 biogas plants now because we've got the 250 kilowatt we started with and those 2 500s. Cotton, 5 spinneries. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I don't mean to sound so negative, but it's weird. But then it gets weirder. Because when we come over to this isn't even a case of, okay, we've bought the land, all the icons have now appeared, we come and buy them. Nope. Once you've bought the land, you own all of them. Let's keep scrolling, people. Every single warehouse, production, on that plot, you own them all. So not only do you buy the land, you buy all of the properties as well. So my brain's already thinking, okay, so if you've used the big fields to get to this point where you can buy this plot of land, once you've bought this plot of land, then the challenge is gone, because you're not buying up the productions as you go. It's a bit, I don't know, it's just peculiar. It does, however, have the ability that if you want to, you can buy these up. If we go to demolish, these can all be sold. These can't, these big ones here. But the biogas plant, let's get rid of, say, a couple of these, for example. You can sell them. You can get rid of them. I think you can get rid of these as well. Yep. Plus, if you want to, if you need to, all the fencing can be removed as well. So it does give you the ability, if you want, to say, well, okay, let's just view this as it's a start idea. If you want to add different productions in from other people, other mods, you can remove, I think, every single production. You can get rid of all of them. Hang on, let's go back to, there you go. So you can remove as many as you want, and you can put in your own, which is kind of a saving grace, but it's a weird, I don't know. And I guess if you wanted to, you could clear the entire area of all the fences, all the production chains. You could plough this area up. You could make it into fields. I mean, you can do whatever you like. But like I said, I don't know, it's just weird. The biogas plants, 2 to 500 kilowatt ones here. You own those as well. They're, again, fairly standard as far as I can tell. Now, what I'm going to do is take you to one of the warehouses. Because this is the warehouse supplied by Pascal Coutts. And these are storage warehouses. And that's why all of the forklift trucks and stuff are dotted around all over the place, because there are so many warehouses. If we come up into the warehouse, and some of these warehouses have got these doors open with lorries backed up, which we already saw at the start, we kind of start with. So there you go, forklift truck around the side there. In this building, we come into here, you've got your managed, so all of these things can be stored in your warehouse. Now weirdly, it doesn't say, this was a mod in its own right, and I can't remember off the top of my head what the capacity of these was. They're fantastic buildings, they look absolutely great. I love the way they work. I was trying to think what other map this was on. it was included as well. But there are loads of them. I can't remember how many warehouses there were now. It's like 6 or 7, might even be more. That one's one, there's one there, there's another couple further over, there's one just here. Yeah, I don't know. It's got me baffled. I don't know. I know I keep going on about it, but it's honestly my mind's like, what is happening? It's peculiar. Right, so we come to this next point. This next point here, if I've got it right, this is great. No, don't know. His bakery did that. This is farm elevator train. So this is another silo transfer station, and this is farm elevator train, and we do have the rent train point just here. So we can rent train from here for 1,000 per hour, and again putting in, taking out of the silo by train, putting in, taking out by road there. So you can either have it as storage or transfer over. You might have a contract. I mean, the contracts are available. There aren't that many fields left, to be fair, but there are contracts available, especially if you get a contract on one of those big fields. Woo! Actually, let's have a look. I don't know if one of those would be available. Where are we? Contracts. There you go. Fertilising field 3, 169,903. So you do a few jobs like that. You do a sowing job. You imagine getting a sugar beet harvest on that. Sugar beet or potatoes. Good grief. But you do start with the other one, the other side. So, you know, you can build up your money pretty quickly. It's going to take a long time, but you can. So anyway, we're going to head out of it. So normally I would bounce through and I would tell you what each of the things are. That's why I showed you on the map, because there are just so many. And then dotted within all of these, you've got all the various different forklift trucks and lorries and trailers, and the cars along here are absolutely bonkers as well. It's the multiple debris crushers as well. That just, I don't know. I'm not sure why. Anyway, like I say, so when it says big productions map, it should say maximum productions map, I think. Max Productions. We are now heading east. And we should come to, hopefully. This isn't the fastest. I was going to rent a pickup and I thought, oh, I'll just use this. It's alright. We've got a gas station coming up, and then we've got a sell point, which is the grain exporter. Now it's flat, as you can see, and you get a kind of idea of the size of the fields. Is it clunky in places? The map itself, no. What I will say, and I don't do this very often, there you go, gas station and grain exporter, sell point is just there, is the outside of the map. It's a very defined line of this is the edge of the map, but I think the texturing and scaling for the mountains is off. In places, yeah, it just looks a little bit clunky on the outside. Like so, I always get clobbered when I do map tours. People say, "But you're not honest enough. You should be more brutal, more." I don't want to be brutal. I don't want to be rude about it. But the thing is, well, if I don't mention it, people go, "Oh, you know, you're just sucking up to map makers and mod makers, and you don't want to point out things that are wrong." I don't want to. Of course, I don't want to. I always try and find the positives, but it's glaringly obvious when you look up. It was more when I was trying to take my thumbnail for the map tour. You know, you look and you think, oh, you know, it's just, it's what it is. I can't hide the fact. So we come out to the plot that on New Farmer we start with, which I said has got sell points and stuff, and I'm going to do the same here because we've got quite a lot on here. Oh, now that could explain it. I couldn't understand why. Let's see if I can delete those. Yep. When I sped up time, when I came onto here on all 3 game modes to check what the slot counts were, and I sped up time and I couldn't work out why my money had gone up. I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense. None of the productions are running. You've got solar panels here. So if you do buy this plot, or you start on here on New Farmer, you do have solar panels on this plot. So if we come back out of there, we go into here and go to there. So we've come up through all that, up across the top. We are now here. So we do have Supermarket, debris crusher, pizzeria, biogas plant 250 kilowatt, which we started with, barn sale point, tailor shop, farm exporter train, farmers market sell point, animal trader, animal dealer, biomass heating plant, and another grain mill in the middle. So these are all ones we started with. So as I say, rather than driving round showing you each one, because there are a lot of them, it makes more sense. Again, these can all be sold. You can use this plot for something else if you want to. It's entirely up to you. So that's your farmers market, that's your farm exporter train, is that right? No. Which one was that? Mine's blanked. Oh, it was farm exporter train, yeah. Sell point. And then we come to the next silo. So again, this one, actually... Oh no, hang on. No, take that back. That's weird, it's separated. I was looking thinking, hang on a minute, they're both named the same thing. That's not a sell point. Oh, it might be a sell point if it comes up with it. That's for putting in. But as far as I can tell, that's farm exporter train, that's farm exporter train. So you're actually putting in there and taking out there. It's not both in one place. There's your pipe. I took it for granted when I drove past as I was going around doing my kind of prep. And then from your train, in and out is done there into your silo. Let's just check on farm exporter, see what that says. Yeah, it's not a sell point. That's for that building's putting into your silo. So it goes in there from the road, and if you want to take it back out of the silo by road, you do it there, and then in and out by train there. Rent train point is just here. That's quite a long way off. I was going to rent the train and then go along a little bit further because there's the last couple of things I want to show you. So we've got our forestry all here in the southeast corner of the map, and as I was saying as we came across the map and then kind of got sidetracked a little bit, it's all flat apart from the southeast corner of the map. Where does the track go? I've lost it. In more ways than one. Let's go a little cross country, shall we? Yeah, southeast corner, it rises up to a big hillside with trees on. Now this messed with my head. Again, this was my vision didn't swim. That's the wrong way to put it. Well, I guess it probably did actually. It was because of the way the trees are. It made the ground feel like it was off. It was really weird. I mean, some of the trees are leaning. There's nothing wrong with that. As we drive up here, some of the start equipment, we've got some forestry equipment just out here as well. So you do have a forwarder and you do have a harvester. And when I came up this slope, and I was kind of close into the vehicle, and as I came up and kind of looked across there, because those trees are at an angle, so as you kind of look over, they follow the slope of the thing. My vision just went. It was that weird kind of, you know, ever get that thing where you're at a train station and you're sitting on a train waiting to go, and the train next to you pulls away and it feels like you're moving. It was that. As I kind of looked across, I was like, whoa! It was such a weird. There's some kind of warp engine as well. Or just a very excited pigeon. Anyway, so that's your forestry area out in the southeast corner of the map. Little bridge. It does also say there is also a lake. The lake is just up. Actually, we'll go under the bridge, not over the railway track. That's kind of the point of this. And that's the map. Now, make of it what you will. Like I say, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying. Like I say, it's really messed with me head today. This might be right up your street. Absolutely might be just what you're looking for. So back up to here. We went across past there, took in all of those, down there, along under the bridge, up to the forestry bit here. We don't only have the forestry area off the start, but your forestry equipment is sat there. And that's the map. That's Big Productions map by ABT-FrankyY. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.